we are back. We have two Equinox Mine Lab 1800s. We're with Uriah, and we are hitting a site that we were at the other night until it got super dark. Yeah, we're gonna see what we can find while we have the time. And with that, onto it. First signal for me was a modern shell and a little square nail tack. That is my first heel plate. It goes on the back and the bottom of a boot. That is awesome. Pretty darn sure. Wow. Wow. I think I just found like the top or back of a pewter something. Probably some sort of foodware. Sticking out of the soil and caught my eye. It's like a little porcelain. It's a lot like a bell pepper or something. That's where it broke. Huh. Harmonica reed. So, we got their music instrument. There's a piece of culture. Around. Oh, I'm so hyper on this. It's another button. It's another raised button.
Oh, you dog.
Oh my god, it's another shanker.
Oh, you dog.
Oh, it's got like animals. It might have your dog on here. Wow. Okay. Wow. Oh, my day is made. Okay. Oh, careful.
Oh, yeah, get. Ooh. Oh, that's so cool.
Shane.
Get out of town, dude.
Yeah. 16.
That is so
16
nice.
on the ID number, and I'm just in Park 1.
That's what I'm digging one right now that sounds really good.
Dude, and out here it seems to be that, you know, it is. Dude. Okay. This is cool. Found this one of these in the other video. This is a 12 gauge shotgun shell. And Ellie Brothers, I believe, London. And it would have the hammer of the gun come down, strike that, which would make the primer go off inside of the cap and then fire the shell. Very strange little creatures. That's the second one from here. 2 rounds in one hole. First another pin fire. And then this one's a 16 gauge. So these people had a 12 gauge and a 16, which is a little more rare. That's a smaller, I think. Yeah, that says 16. And then in the same dirt clod, just to show what the detectors can't find, is a little porcelain 4-hole.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a good day hunting. That cleaned up, that's probably... Say what? Says I have to film this, he doesn't know what it is. That's exciting, because I had a rusty bolt.
This is looking interesting as all get out. That's like looking like a little box.
What?
Yeah, that's looking sick. Whatever. I saw this little nib.
What? Uriah's gonna come out here and find the
like
treasure
a
box.
lantern or something, maybe?
This is a guy.
That's right, I only got my big shovel. Oh yeah, Booyaka says it's a treasure. Booyaka says treasure, huh, Daddy? Oh, that's a big box. Big something.
Dude, that's the box of silver coins
Dude,
and
that
stuff.
better be. That better be.
Yeah, just look at that.
Look at that little nub.
That's like a little nub. Fine. It's your box of gold coins.
Here I thought it was gonna be a bullet. I was like, my shovel was hitting the bottom.
It's still bigger?
Yeah.
Dude.
The shovel was like scraping it. I'm like,
no, everybody had a little spot where they stashed their stuff for when they went to town. In case somebody broke into the house.
Whatever it is. You got your small trowel?
No.
Dope.
We got a digging stick.
I think it's only that.
I'll back your burden off here.
Oh, that is cool, whatever the heck it is.
Found a treasure chest, you know?
Oh man, this is like so exciting.
The lid. Oh my god, what? That is a piece.
Oh, is there anything underneath it? No.
Oh, that's like a piece, you know, like a flap on a stove, you know, like the inside baking stove. Here, I got a...
Yeah, this is so sweet.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be where you grab it. Open it that way.
Wow. Right on, right on.
Made my day.
Yep. No, it is a musket ball. I think it's been chewed on every which way it has, because pigs will pick these up. They're the most likely culprit. They go underneath all these trees and they root through the ground, eating grubs, seeds, acorns. And so year after year for over 100 years, it's been picked up and chewed on. It's a chewed on musket ball.
I was like, oh, it's going to be a tin can. Well, there's been some cool tin cans. But yeah, look at that.
I just dug a tin can. Oh!
Yeah, look at that.
Oh! Oh, I told you, pull that big silver.
Look at that.
Here, brush.
Looks like it's Mexico, bro.
No, that's us.
Oh, yeah. It's already worn pretty good. Wow,
I know, but I mean,
she's Liberty. Oh my god, dude.
That's...
Oh, wow. I just what I've always wanted. It's like my
keeping
birthday.
the road out of the background.
Like my birthday. Oh,
happy
man.
birthday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Look at that.
Here, just this one.
Check it out. Yeah.
Oh, it's thick still, and it's got all its reading around the edge still. Yeah. Oh, you can see her face and her hair and stuff. And then the date's gonna be right there. I'm so curious what the date is. Come on, you're killing us.
Okay. You're like, don't brush it.
Well, I mean, don't brush it. Yeah.
Oldest American coin I've ever found.
Congratulations. Green, but like right on, man.
Ah, yes.
Right on. Right on. Okay. Cut. This ring up like silver numbers. It is not soft like lead, and upon first wipe, it got very silver. I was wondering if it was like a chain that melted in the most recent fire, or some sort of silver object. I know it looks like melted aluminum or melted lead. It's too heavy and too high for aluminum, too heavy. And it's definitely not lead. I can't even bend these little thin pieces. I have fingers that could bend them. If it was lead. Very shiny. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Almost like diamond shimmer. That looks good. There's something weird about that. Shotgun shell, this one with the primer. That is molten lead. And you can bend it with your fingers. Little shank button sticking out of the hole here. Ah. It's a good day. Oh my goodness. That is a ball eagle button. There's an eagle button. Eagles all around. Wow. Let me brush this off. I'm gonna go show you Raya. Now I'm gonna have to clean this up. Then we'll figure out what it says on the back. Oh my god. It's S mint mark. Yeah. 1863. That awesome. Came from San Francisco. Remember that our history out here is we had the gold rush in 1849. So you could think of that as 1850, so 13 years before that. So this is like one of the first big coins to be minted, what, 60 miles from here. Dude, and then it was lost.
Drinking it all in, dude. It is awesome. That is beautiful.
Thank God we got this. I had a signal and I dug it. And instead of getting something metal out of there, I got this translucent. Need a plastic ball? Maybe that's glass. Maybe that's half a marble. It is. It's half of a big masher. It's just rainbow. Oh, I wonder what the signal was. I didn't break that because it's got rainbow on there. That is half of a big masher. Wow, and it is rainbow. Got rainbow sheen all over it. That from aging. That is awesome. What a good day, right? What a good day. Well, we are at the other end of the trail. So the reason why you watch East Coast detectorists and they're out in forests and they are metal detecting around where there used to be a bunch of farms up in the hills is because as the west out here opened up, we're able to expand westwards, and so less favorable ground on the high rocky areas of the East Coast got left behind and abandoned for the Wild West. And here's a sign of that. It's a pork chop. All the way out here, square nails. This is an oxen shoe. It's really rare for out here, but it shows that we are at the other end of the Oregon Trail. And that's my first one. It's pretty awesome. This is a very old looking bottle. I'm gonna try and get this out without breaking it. Well, I started getting cow bones, and then other pieces of bottle, and yeah, like high garbage zone. Let me dig this out. I can't do this with the camera. There's the end. Oh, I think I can wiggle this. I don't want to break that neck. Give it the twist. Feels like there's a whole neck. I need to dig that out. Yeah. Oh, there it is. There it is. That is beautiful. Oh, it's got words on the bottom. Ah. J. Walker's. It's a J. Walker's, like a, I don't know, but man, it's a glob top soda bottle with its thing intact and bubbles. Look at that. Look at the bubbles in there.
Oh my god.
It is globby crazy. It had cow bones. There might be a bunch more here. This might be a bottleneck.
That is so rad.
I don't think this is poison oak. I think it's squaw.
Oh, okay.
It's that stuff that smells. Yeah, it is. It's squaw. So it's got the fake poison oak leaves, but they said it's the cure.
Never mind. It's just scrap metal.
Okay.
This place is awesome, dude.
This is how my my pit's progressing. More food bones, bottoms of bottles. That's pretty nice. I bet you that could get reworked into something. Leave in the comments below. Late in the day, still swinging. Just got a beautiful little, well, stamped out brass or copper. Oh, beautiful. Let me clean this up. Wow, that probably held a little gem in there, a little cabbage on. That's beautiful. I still can't believe we found a seated liberty today. What a day. Mosquitoes are out. Uriah has gone up the mountain, and we are in the last rays of light. And I just got a good signal, dug it up. It's another button. It's got pattern. Oh, I'm so happy. You can see that better than I can. What a good day. Buttons make my day. We don't get all this shrinkage out here all that often. Woohoo! Oh. Knife blade, one of the last things. Utensil. Okay. When he comes back down, we gotta go. And there won't be light for cleanup, but he will send pictures and I will spread my stuff out at home. Beautiful. Bound to have some patent info. And I can't give you any better look than that, but that's what it looks like. Awesome. Wow, where to start on this one? I guess we could start with Uriah's find today, a silver half. I guess that's probably the find of the day, but just looking at my haul here, there's about 10 to 15 different objects here that I would be happy to have found just that today and, you know, called it a good hunt. Some of which are the very first in my collection. And yeah, just where to start is an incredible day. So here's the overall spread. This is everything that's culture, even what you'd call garbage finds, but from the eras that the actual house was existing there. So many different personal items, which is what's really cool. Really, somehow I feel like this oxen shoe is kind of the star of the show, because we are all the way out here in the west at the end of the Oregon Trail. You know, usually you find horseshoes out here. This is horseshoe country. This is the west. So our gold rush didn't occur until 1849 out here, and that's when the bulk, meaning like 90% of the European settlers came west. So finding things like this really speaks of the moment, of the era of time and period that this was actually going on. This could have actually walked out here from the East Coast. This goes along with this area that we're hunting and how early it is. It's pre-barbed wire. Some of these properties are lined with stone walls like they were doing a year or two before when in the East Coast, in the Vermont or New Hampshire hills. And the era is always referred to as an era or a period of time because, of course, it wasn't just a one-year thing, but the duration of time that it took to travel the trail was 4 to 6 months. So you could picture people making their final preparations, and then a half a year later, they were out here. They were unpacking their stuff. They were building walls to hold their animals in. This could have literally been a shoe that was being worn in a field on the East Coast, was worn across, and was working here. You know, even though they're rare these days, they were a beast of burden that was used. We used mules, we used everything else that has become rare to do all of our stuff before we had tractors. It just really, you know, being out here in the West, being a product of westward expansion, and knowing the most about that, and the East Coast always seeming far away, this is one of those things that ties it into literally a half a year little chunk of time. So these are the people. The reason why there's forests now where there used to be pastures on the East Coast is because those people left and spread westward as land opened up. So, and again, 1849 was our gold rush, so a lot of that expansion happened after that. So early on stuff, personal stuff, we have little ornate belt buckles, some sort of buckle, still completely working. Looks like these finds go from the 1860s at the site up until the early 1900s. We have one of my favorite things that I'll have in my collection because we're all the way out here. So we have a little eagle button. It's actually got the Scoville insignia on the back, extra. Tried to look it up. I couldn't get any specifics off of it. That's what the eagle looks like. But out here, this is just so rare. These would be Federal soldiers. 1849 is pre-Civil War, and then they also, there's, after the Civil War, of course, they weren't Union troops, they were considered Federal troops, and they were out here to quote-unquote protect the pioneers and the settlers, and of course that was a continuance of the Indian Wars that lasted from the 1600s all the way up until 1924 is when the history books officially say that it ended. We have, so that's just wow, okay. You don't turn up eagle buttons all the time out here. And there's no saying that this wasn't off of a uniform from a soldier from the Civil War who had traveled out here afterwards. You know, it was a nationwide thing and everybody got involved. California also was a territory when all of that was going on, so it's really hard to say exactly when this showed up, but just know that there was a lot less uniforms relatively than there was on the East Coast wandering around. We're way out here. So back of a pocket watch. Again, a very personal item that goes along with our pieces of harmonica reed. So you can get a little picture of day-to-day life going on. We have this, which is probably a buck and ball, like a buckshot that comes out of a shotgun. We have these very early shotgun shells, these being center fire primers, so that's where the little fuse goes off basically when the hammer of the gun hits it and makes the thing explode, and they're in the center. Now here's two special shotgun shells, these being produced no later than the 1870s by this company when we look it up, and it's called a pinfire. So inside the gun, a little thing came down and hit that, made a little spark in there that basically lit the fuse of the bullet. And so this is a 12 gauge, and this is a 16 gauge, a smaller version, a smaller caliber from the same company. We have this delicate little buckle of some sort. You can see the ornate flowers. It's a stamped metal, so probably moving on into the beginning of the 1900s or the end of the 1800s, much like these two-piece buttons. So even out here, finding any button with the shank is pretty darn rare as far as it goes. I mean, these are early on, but they're still considered two-piece, so pushing the end of the 1800s, mid to end. And you see this is actually, looks like a couple of dogs. A spaniel and some sort of terrier or something. Looks like a forest scene, which is just really awesome. And it was found on a day where we had the two dogs with us, so dogs are the theme, one of the themes in our questing. This was what showed up after dark when we were just going crazy and it was still too hard to see. And yeah, speaks of very fancy early on. Again, a two-piece, and we're lucky. The writing is lost, but we're lucky to have it because the back was probably pure steel. And in our button collection, a little porcelain button, an eyeball from digging. So that's not plastic, that's a porcelain. And yeah, what, you know, wow. Wow. Like I say, any of these would have been mind-blowing to start with, you know, or just singularly would have been satisfying. That's the only one of those in my collection. I think I have a piece of one that I was like, I think this is a piece of one, but this with a little brushing and little thumb wipe of oil just really is in good condition. Makes you wonder who lived there. We have their cutlery, their knife, iron knife, like a butter knife probably. We have this, which I believe is the neck of a fork probably, or a spoon. I'm thinking it's pewter. Feels like by weight and hardness, like a lead mixed with tin. Or half a marble or grand masher. That is got red and green stripes inside of it that are hidden now by the aging of the glass, but I wonder how many games that played. And that speaks of the kids that were there. And then our bottle, which of course is just incredible. Look at the, first I guess I should detail the bottom, the change in thickness, the big flaws in it. It's got the cork still inside of it, believe it or not. You see the bubbles all through it. The color, it came out rainbow, but that flaked quickly away. It was just like a crust. The seam goes almost all the way up, which tells us that it's a cusp of the 1900s, end of the 1800s. And look at the neck, look how crooked it is. See how bent it is. It's got an applied top. See if I can get you the details on that. Really pretty stuff because it's so rough, because it took the color, because when it was made it wasn't the finest thing, which makes it really beautiful now for sure. And that is J. Walker's VB, which is vinegar bitters. And so I looked these up. Some people are trying to sell them for $70 and some people are trying to sell them for $14. Depends on the quality, the color, the flaws, all of that. I'm really happy with this one because it's crooked, because it's complete, because it's so flawed up. It still has that little rainbow sheen to the whole thing, and then the color. So this will be in my personal collection, is where this is going to live. There it is, just what a day, what a day. So yeah, leave in the comments below what your favorite find here would be, help me decide. All of these are, you know, these are rare, these are things that you find all the time on the East Coast. You see in the East Coast metal detecting videos. Out here, all of these things are a little bit more rare, and it just really dates the site. It speaks of people showing up here in the mid-1800s, and that's where we start to find some of the objects here. And then the whole area kind of died out by the 1900s. Other regions of California, because of development in trains, transit, and harbors, croplands, everything else had made other areas swell up, and this is one of the areas that died off relatively early on. So you get not much modern pollution of objects into the sites, and just wow. Just wow. So all of this will kind of go together and be kept as a whole, and I feel privileged to be able to find this and share it with you. And thank you for joining me on another quest for details. I hope that this was fun for you, and we will be getting out there very soon. We have lots of invites, we have lots of things going on, lots of stuff in the works, lots of treasure coming. There's actually even an adventure or two that I have recorded that I need to start editing right now. So I will see you at the next location. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and thank you for watching.